like I want you to tell me a little bit more now, like about your vlog and what it is now that you're really trying to achieve with what you're doing right now, and how did you go through what you went through? And I've noticed, like, there have been some things that you've been going through, like on recent things, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were just on Drama Alert lately. So
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty huge. I used to be on Drama Alert for the wrong reasons, but yeah, we're past that now. But
hmm
yeah, so tell me about everything, and let me know
About everything.
about everything.
So just off rip, I'm just gonna say, you just real quick touched base on a point about me and like what I'm doing right now and stuff like that. If I'm keeping it honest, if I'm keeping it 100%, I don't know what the hell I've been doing. I don't know what I'm still doing, and I don't know what I'm about to do in the future. I'm
Okay.
completely just lost. I'm confused, out of my mind, and I'm just winging it. I'm being completely honest. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
And how all this started was, so Yusuf, aka Fousey, aka Fouseytube, him, the person who was on top of YouTube at a certain point in time, he actually moved. He bought a house in Jersey, right next to mine. It was probably like a 30-second boosted board ride, just there, and I was there. So one night, I knew he lived next to me. Right, I never went up to his house, or I never, knocked on the doorbell or rang the doorbell or whatever, because that was just an invasion of privacy. I never did anything like that because I knew that he just wouldn't appreciate that, and I knew that he's had problems with that in the past.
Yeah.
So what happened was, he was streaming one night. He was Twitch streaming, and he had probably about like 40, 50 people watching him, I remember. And I would watch his Twitch streams because I knew he lived next to me. And one night he said, "Yo, if anyone has Bud in Princeton, you know, hit me up." So I was like, "All right, I don't have Bud, but I go to Rutgers, a huge state school. I could definitely find some right now." So I real quick hit him up, and the funny thing is, his number was online. So I just real quick FaceTimed him, and then I just noticed he FaceTimed me right back after it ended. And then I literally drove to New Brunswick. I drove 20 minutes to New Brunswick, picked some up, came back, 20-minute drive again, and then came through to his house. And then that was that. And then ever since then, we just started Twitch streaming together because we had a fire Twitch stream that night, and we just started hanging out. I think that was fall of 2016. And then we kept Twitch streaming, and the numbers just kept growing. So we grew the channel up to like almost 100,000 followers. I think it was like 85, 86, 87,000, something like that.
The Twitch channel?
Yeah, the Twitch channel. It lost a few thousand followers now because of all the stuff that's happened. But and then we start not only Twitch streaming. We started. I ended up working for him towards the end, filming for him, stuff like that. And I'd help him kind of essentially be his right hand man. Anything he needed, I got him with it. So that's that. And then the Twitch ended up growing from like 50 people to like 100, 200 to 1,000. And then I think the max we ever hit one night, it could have been like 7 or 8,000 people just watching, and it was awesome. It was amazing. It was so fun, and it was so raw and genuine because we both love doing it. Literally everyone always asks us, or everyone always asked us, sorry, that how do we keep the content up on Twitch? How did we stream every night? How do we do this? How do we do that? To tell you the truth, literally Yusuf and I, we never thought of any content to do on Twitch. Maybe here and there something would pop up if we hung out earlier that day. But usually I would just come over his house after work. I used to work at a bank or a credit union, and then later went to Johnson & Johnson. And I would literally work from like 6 a.m. to like 7, and then I'd get home, eat something, take a shower real quick, go to his house around 9, start streaming then, and then literally leave around like sometimes I'd pull all-nighters, and then just leave, having to leave around like 4. Wake up again at 6, and then just keep my day going. And we would never plan anything out. I would literally just get there, and we would just say, all right, we would just start the stream up and then just improvise.
Wow.
And then we would just try it. And then what really sucked is that he ended up signing with Winfinity, right, with Adam and Nas and whatever. And then he ended up leaving to Australia for the tour. And that was when we hit our peak on Twitch, and it was just, Yusuf, we're doing awesome on Twitch. Are you sure you want to do this? And he did. And eventually, whatever happened. And he ended up telling me that, he wished he listened to me, and he wished that we were just still Twitch streaming. And I wish that too. I wish none of this nonsense happened. We could have still been Twitch streaming ever since that time when he signed with Infinity, and we could have grew it to however big it would have been now. And it kind of just sucks thinking about that, because something that could have potentially been so great and so awesome and original and pure is now ruined. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's now no longer an iron in the fire.
That sucks. That really sucks because that's huge. I mean, like 80,000 on Twitch is not. That's not a small feat. That's pretty huge, and I can imagine the subs are pretty up there
No, the
too,
subs were
and
growing. We
donations and
had
all that,
like the
right?
max people we had. The donations were booming. Subs were booming. The max people we've had in the Twitch stream in one night was probably like 8K. And then we grew it, huge. And it was amazing, especially for me. It was just such a different lifestyle because I went from being like a regular kid from Princeton, going to Rutgers, whatever, with having all these crazy dreams about having, people watching me and stuff like that online to actually doing it with someone I used to be a huge fanatic of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to be a huge, crazy, avid fanatic of Fousey and Fouseytube and all his videos. I'll still rewatch his videos to this day just to get a laugh. My favorite video has always been and still is that Flappy Bird prank he did with Ahmed, the other Ahmed, who, by the way, owes me a new pair of Air Force Ones. He really just ruined my pair, so I'm going to need that if he does watch this. But nah, it was great. It was awesome. It was just such a good time because we would always just have a new adventure each and every day. And then eventually, like all good things got to come to an end. A few things started popping up, and then that's when the whole July 15th thing happened, and then that's just that. And now we're here.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think all good things have to come to an end. There's always a new chapter. There's always something new that comes out. I mean, this is an analogy that really doesn't would probably not make sense, but to me it makes sense. There's always a lot of pressure in our life, and things always go bad, but it's what makes us better from it. Like for instance, diamonds. In order to make diamonds, you gotta that's so much pressure put onto them, and from dirt you can have diamonds. So I'm butchering the saying, but it's something along those lines, and I feel like that's what it is. I really hope like you could fix that situation with him and everything. Like I don't know,
No, it's there's a lot of
but I don't.
stuff that happened. That's
Yeah.
just I'm trying to just keep between us. But at the end of the day, I mean, if we can just move past it, I'm so down. If not, it's
Yeah.
really whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and I hope you guys move past it. So with that said, we can move past that and talk about other things. Uh, you're still on Twitch though, right?
Yeah, no, I had to make my own account. I made my own account, and it's awesome. A lot of people followed me from the original account to my account now, and it's just awesome because now it's just me doing my own thing now, building something from scratch with my own name, and that's kind of what I told. I was actually reluctant to take because Yusuf gave me that Twitch account.
Yeah.
First it was Fousey, then I changed it to Abreezy TV, and that was a Twitch account he gave me after the whole July 15th, after everything went down, and he wanted to move out of the country. He gave me that account. At first, he wanted me to be a partner. At first, he wanted to give me the YouTube channel, which later turned into a partnership of the YouTube channel. And I said no because that was his channel. You get what I'm saying? And he built that, and it was his name off rip. I have my own channel. I want to build my channel up to that and to get further than that. I don't want a channel like that to be handed to me. And I even said no to the Twitch account at first too. But then not only did he, but also everyone from the Twitch streams, everyone, all the viewers told me to take it and told me to at least try it out because it was me that also helped build it as well as him. It was kind of a dual effort because we both started off rip in the beginning to really Twitch streaming almost every night and building that channel up, which is why I took it. And then after that, he ended up taking it back, and I had to make my own account, and then now we're here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you're gonna succeed. You're gonna do well. I think you're gonna do well.
Fingers crossed.
Just keep those positive vibes, and I think if it doesn't work out, then don't, like I remember telling you, just don't let it get to you, because I've been through the same situation in the past. I've had my things in the past, and it's hard to move on because I can imagine you guys were good friends and stuff like that, and but maybe in the future, once things come to perspective, everyone will see.
Once things dial down.
Yeah, things dial down, and then they're gonna start seeing like the difference and all that. But it's just crazy that we will run into things like that cause because I feel like a lot of us have a lot of good things going on, right? And they're lucrative, but there's always either a personality or an ego that will get in the way and just like kind of cause a rift in it, a crack in it that just is always going to be there, and it's not really hard. It's hard to get rid of. But you seem like you're giving off positive vibes from what I see, so I know that you just gotta keep doing your thing, man. Just keep doing your thing, and
That's all you can do. I'm just trying.
yeah, man, it's a good sign, you know, like I feel like you really like you just came into the scene, and then like everybody's like, oh, well, who's this Ahmed guy? You know, like I honestly, when I saw you, I thought you were like.
I'm still asking that question. I have no idea.
Don't
No
worry,
idea
you'll
why.
find it. You'll find it. But it's like when I saw you, I was like, oh, this is probably one of his good old friends, because you guys seemed like you're clicking.
Yeah,
like,
we were really close.
you guys seemed like the chemistry was there, and I thought you were like an old friend who was there from the day one. That's what it seemed like, and was just behind the camera. But now you finally came in front of the camera to kind of help him out with with everything that's going on, to kind of hold him down. That's what it seemed to me. But now you're telling me that you just came in recently, but that just shows how much of a good person you are to really like just give your all off at once like that. That's a pretty commendable thing. And you mentioned a lot like about what happened, like we had to leave the Twitch channel. So I mean, like what did you do and how did you deal with that? Like once he had to leave.
Yeah, so it was it sucked, right? So we were in LA, and he called me. I was in Target with a bunch of the guys, and and he called me and he just said, "Yo, listen, I know we said that Twitch was like our thing, but it's gonna be your thing now. I want to give that channel to you and just keep doing that for me. I'm out now. I'm done. I did what I needed to do, and I'm kind of leaving social media, all that kind of stuff." So during that whole I'm leaving social media phase that he had, that's when he started giving stuff away, and that's when we had that talk, and it was sad, obviously, because it was just someone I looked up to in the past, which then became almost a brother to me, which then became someone I worked for. It just he represented a lot to me, so it was just like, and now all of a sudden he's just dropping off the grid and leaving. So obviously it sucked, and obviously it was sad, but then again. At first, I just didn't want anything to do with the Twitch account or the YouTube channel or anything like that, because I wanted to build stuff, like I wanted to build my own name, right? And I ended up taking the Twitch account for the reasons I told you already. Everyone said I had a hand in building it and all that kind of stuff, so that's why I took it. And I did end up Twitch streaming, but it just wasn't the same, right? And it ended up losing followers because, and I kind of understood why.
Why do you think that was?
Because people mainly followed for us, right? For Yusuf and I.
That makes sense.
And now it was just me. So, like, it makes sense why they would unfollow, but because same, like, with Yusuf, too, whenever I couldn't make it to the streams every once in a while, he would stream by himself, and everyone in the chat would be like, where's Ahmed? Where's Ahmed? Like, where is he? Like, we want him, whatever. And when I would stream, I kind of got that same thing. Where's Fousey? How's Fousey doing? Like, we want Fousey back in here, too. It's always the both of you guys. So there was just kind of a world we couldn't get out of in that sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of, after he took that Twitch channel back, that's when I was just like, okay, let me just make a new channel, start from scratch, and just get the people I want inside here. A few things did go down between Yusuf and I don't really want to touch base on those too much.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
it's all
asking
good.
you to, yeah.
Because I just want to keep that between us, because that was
That's
just
good.
and putting stuff online, for example, with the Drama Alert thing. I never wanted to be like a part of Drama Alert, and it kind of sucks that I am, or I was. Because, I wanted to start 2019 off just fresh, no more drama, just doing me, having fun. Because I always say I always miss the old YouTube, right?
Yeah,
With the
man.
old throwbacks like Kev Jumba, Niga Higa, all those, OG YouTubers. And because before it was just pure, and it was, you could just see the genuinity and sincerity in everyone's videos because they did it out of love for the craft. But now it's just convoluted or concentrated maybe, with just clout, fame, money, numbers, and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like people just lost touch of their roots, or lost touch of why they even started YouTube.
Sorry about that, man. See,
It's all good. What were we talking about?
We got to do the ghetto way.
all
is
good.
that camera leaking, tweaking again, or is it good?
Leak?
I said leaking. My bad.
No, it's good. I checked it before.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So So you want to continue on 2019, making it positive and stuff like that. That's good. So please continue your thoughts. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I completely forgot where I was.
All right, so you're talking about how you want to make this, you had your things that happened between him, and you should definitely keep it between you guys.
No, I got where we were. All right, sorry, my fault. My mind just spazzed out. But what's it called? Yeah, I did. That's why I didn't want to be on Drama Alert, because I just did want to start off 2019 with just good vibes and good energy. But then I was, and that kind of sucked. and really just whenever it all went down with Yusuf and I, it sucked because it was just over just the dumbest reason. And that's why it just got me upset, because it was just like, why ruin something that could have potentially been so good? Because he did have plans on returning and, like, you know, coming back and doing his own thing.
Can I be honest?
What's up?
I hope he returns, because
I hope he does too, because it's just
Yeah.
he was in a really, really tough spot, and you know, no one deserves. I think what sucks about Yusuf is what I did notice, regardless of what happened between Yusuf and I, this is just the truth, and I just want to say this out. Whenever any other YouTuber were to do something, whether good or bad, it's fine, right? But if Yusuf were to do something, he just gets a ton of hate for it. You get what I'm saying? There was just a huge, I think double standard is the word to use, a huge double standard, because it was just always Yusuf that just couldn't win. He could never win. And there's so much, and Yusuf just, if I'm being so honest, he's told me a lot of stuff that's went down between him and everyone else that he's had beef with or drama.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's able to just stay quiet and not say a word about any of it really amazes me. You know, I honestly, I don't have the same strength he does to really be able to do that, because he actually is holding in, and whether it's healthy or not, and whether that could be aiding in any depression or bipolar he might have now, I don't know about all that, but you know, the fact that he still can do it and just hold everything in and be able to just keep everything to himself, it just blows my mind.